Majestic rivers, back then and now. The Brahmaputra. The majestic rivers of our planet gave rise to all ancient civilizations, nurtured the advancement of many cultures, and sustained the life of all people. We would not be here without their sweet waters. The Back Then and Now series sheds light on the transformations each one of these majestic rivers has gone through, and on what they witnessed since their geological formation until today. Let's look at what the Brahmaputra River has seen on its way, while flowing down and between the mighty Himalayas, bending around these giants, rushing down the deepest canyon in the world, all before joining forces with its sibling, the Ganges, to create the world's largest delta, while nurturing but also menacing hundreds of millions of people. Let's go back in time and see how it all started. Back then, the son of Brahma in translation, the Brahmaputra is called by different names in Tibet, an autonomous region of China, as well as in India and in Bangladesh, the three lands it flows through. It is believed to be the youngest of all major rivers of our planet, and an elusive one. Its Tibetan section has been largely unknown throughout history, while its lower branches have changed course over time due to major cataclysmic events from floods to earthquakes, thus constantly shape-shifting and, in the process, altering the lives of millions. Like Brahma, the divinity with 4 faces and 4 arms, the creator, linked to knowledge and upholding 4 sacred elements of his faith, the Vedas, the sacred scriptures, time and prayers, the sacrificial fire, and the vessel of the origin of all creation. The Brahmaputra also has many faces. It has been called the Red River, a braided river, the angry river, the male river, and a sacred river created by Brahma to purify and nurture the earth. Its red coloring stems from the iron-rich soil of the Tibetan plateau. The braided name comes from its shape shifting into many arms, forming more river islands than any other on the planet, while the angry attribute stems from its vicious and damaging yearly floods. Most rivers in India carry a female name, with the Brahmaputra being the exception, as son of Brahma. But its male quality can also be attributed to its vigorous and belligerent temper. Among its major Himalayan tributaries is the river that flows past the capital of Tibet, Lhasa, and many others rushing down the mountains with melted ice and snow. But them becoming the mighty Brahmaputra was not proven until the early 1900s, when it was finally documented that, in fact, the same river flows down the Yarlung Tsampo Grand Canyon to become the so-called Everest of rivers, the Brahmaputra. Much of the river's plunge over this incredibly treacherous sequence of gorges and waterfalls has been considered sacred and kept secret by Tibetans until just a few decades ago. From there, it changes names and shape to become as wide as 20 kilometers at times while crossing the plains of India's region of Assam. The Brahmaputra carries in its veins a secret that is little known and which explains its many shapes and faces. Geologically, the river has existed before the Himalayas were formed and has embedded itself in between these majestic mountains as they gradually lifted upwards, a geological process that started about 50 million years ago and is still going on today. In the last half a century, the population of the lands it flows through has quadrupled. The need of drinking water, of irrigation water for agriculture and farming, of transportation avenues, erosion, pollution, and the endangering of its wildlife habitat are just a few of the factors or issues that are affecting this majestic river today. Where does the Brahmaputra stand now? Roughly calculated, the Brahmaputra flows through territories inhabited by over 200 million people, of which 130 million live in the river's delta, in the country of Bangladesh, while more than 500,000 inhabit its riverine islands. Their livelihoods depend entirely on the river, on its ability to bring new fertile floodplain soil each year, and to create the needed environment for the cultivation of fish, the main source of protein for the local population. Substantial international plans to control catastrophic flooding and to prevent the erosion of the riverbanks are lagging, making the river a generous benefactor as well as an unpredictable threat to the lives that depend on it. The ecosystems of the Brahmaputra vary, from it flowing out of a glacier until its final run into the Bay of Bengal. Some large animal species, such as the Asian elephants, rhinoceros, wild water buffaloes, Asian black bears, primates, such as macaques, langurs and gibbons, crocodiles and alligators, and even river dolphins, can be found in its lower sections, throughout northern India, or in its delta habitat in Bangladesh. While in the grasslands of its riverbanks live endemic species like the pygmy hog or the hispid hare. To preserve the incredible diversity of ecosystems found along the Brahmaputra, numerous areas have been identified and declared national parks, albeit rather small compared to the vast natural expanses that have already been altered by men. Among the wild species of plants, cultivated mahogany trees, cashews, nutmegs and magnolias are found, but the main ruler of the combined delta of the Brahmaputra, Ganges and Meghna rivers are the mangroves. Their Indian section has been declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The Sundarbans, a scenic mangrove forest, is the largest in the world, growing on a labyrinth of water channels, entangled between the confusing network of the mangrove's roots and branches. Its 3 wildlife sanctuaries offer protection to endangered species, including the Royal Bengal tiger, plus endemic species of dolphins, crocodiles, and the acutely endangered terrapin turtles. But what about man? How do people survive as a species in this ecosystem? Although hardships are the norm in the most overpopulated and underprivileged areas of this world, man still remains the most powerful, as well as the dominant species. Man can build bridges over and under rivers, can navigate, can cultivate, can farm, can hunt, and ultimately can build dams, move rivers, stop them in their tracks, harness their energy, and even attempt the bravado of taming their rapids for entertainment. Will these territories that are still disputing borders eventually agree on how to manage this amazing resource to benefit the most deprived, without secrecy, without using it as a political bargaining chip, without disregarding climate change patterns, or without each serving their own financial interests? Until man can come to a consensus on how to peacefully live with nature and with each other, the future will remain uncertain. Will Brahmaputra's 50 million years of experience enable this majestic river to win against all odds, as it has done thus far? Or has its history also arrived at the big bend? Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please don't smash any buttons, just gently like and subscribe for more. The world is vast and it's all yours. Discover more of its wonders right here.